I felt taken care of.
Without the help of CHEO, I probably would not be in the path I am today.
The value of CHEO is immeasurable.
Live
at CHEO.
Plus virtual visitors from all over the city and region.
Kids like me love CHEO. CHEO.
And live from the CTV studios in the Byward Market.
Good job.
This is the CHEO Telethon. Your telethon hosts from CTV News, Graham Richardson and Patricia Bowl.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 39th annual CHEO Telethon. We're live once again in the CTV studios in the Byward Market.
And guests will join us from CHEO today, and we are also live on the road this year as well.
We'll take you through many aspects of CHEO, sharing stories of the inspiring and courageous children and youth who are cared for by CHEO, the CHEO Research Institute, and Roger Nielsen House.
And we'll see firsthand how your donor dollars make an immediate impact.
Let's have a look at our virtual phone bank. We want to keep those phones going, busy. Every dollar raised means improving care at CHEO, whether it's the latest technology, new in-hospital programs, or groundbreaking research. Every dollar stays right here and it counts.
All of us working stronger together for our local children's hospital this year, working a little closer together too, which is nice.
Yeah, joining us, Chief Executive Officer of CHEO, Alex Munter. Great to see you, Alex. We could say this for the last few years. What a year it's been. Tell me about the challenges that are top of mind for you and for all of the staff at the hospital.
Yeah, well, this is our third pandemic telethon, right? And so the demand has added up. The demand for deferred care, COVID is still here, other respiratory issues. We've had the busiest May ever. We've just come out of the busiest May in the history of CHEO. That's nearly 50 years. And so thank you to families for their patience and endurance, our staff and physicians, volunteers working so hard, and of course our donors, because we really rely on today, on the telethon, on our donors to be able to respond to all that need.
That's such an interesting stat, busiest May ever, and you said earlier, second busiest month in decades. What are all the factors that are going into it? Deferred care, mental health issues amongst kids? What's happening?
All of the above. So we are seeing a whole lot of other respiratory viruses other than COVID. We're still seeing COVID. We're seeing kids that have been waiting for care that was delayed or deferred through the course of the last 2 years. You know, every day matters in the life of a child. So we're now seeing this accumulation of need, and you know, kids have been hard hit by the pandemic. It's had a big impact on kids' development, on their physical and mental health. And CHEO's here to respond, but we need help. And we need help from the community, as we've always been so fortunate to receive, and that's what today's about.
A lot of the public discussion, we've covered it on the news. You've been a part of it as well as moving on from the pandemic. Do you have, given what you're talking about and the impact on the hospital, do you have any sense of how long that's going to take to actually get back to 2019? Or are we in a completely different space now for some time? Yeah,
and I'm not sure 2019 was a great year. We still had too many kids waiting too long for care in 2019, and so we've got backlog on top of backlog, and that's our challenge now. It's our work to figure out new ways of delivering care to get through that backlog. We're looking to government to help us with those backlogs, and we're asking the community for their continued support to be able to respond.
And as always, this community comes through year after year, and yet you talk about the pandemic impact on the hospital. There's been an impact on a lot of people, a lot of individuals out there too, and yet amazing how people continue to say CHEO is a place we want to support. It's where we want to see our dollars at work.
And our hardworking team at the CHEO Foundation hates it when I talk like this, but you know, last year's telethon was in fact a record. So let's see if we can beat last year's record.
That's a goal to have.
No
pressure at all. It's always great to get together. My favorite part is meeting the people, the kids, and of course, just hearing those untold stories. Not necessarily untold, because if you look for them there, but see them all come together like this, it's a really a special day. And it's great to have you with us. You're going to be here for the first hour with be here throughout the telethon as well. Thanks so much for this, Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, we'll continue to have our chats, but we do want to put Matt to work.
Yes,
Matt
of
Scooby,
course.
coming in on a weekend, nice of him. And over there by the phone bank, Matt, and obviously we want those phones to ring because Alex Munder here has put out a bit of a challenge, and we'd love to see those numbers start to climb.
We certainly would, Patricia, and that's what today is all about for the next 6 hours. So welcome to the virtual phone bank, shall we? It's right over my shoulder. I'll show it to you in a second. For now, let's recap the numbers for you. So it's going to be on the bottom of your screen here, all the information you need to donate over the course of the next 6 hours. The local number to call is 613-730-CHEO, 613-730-2436. You can also log on and donate on the website, CHEOTelethon.com. That will be there always. Your donations are doubled there. We're going to have a few miracle matches for those that have watched before. You can also call toll free because we know that CTV Ottawa, not just on in the Ottawa area, if you're watching from anywhere across the country, 1-833-744-2436 is the number to call. But speaking of virtual phone bank, let's have a wave if they're listening. There's some people who are already picking up the phone and talking, which is wonderful, but it's brought to you by RBC, the Royal Bank. One call, one click to be able to do this. We want to get them to work right now. Maybe not right now. Wait for a miracle match, just because we're going to double your donations. But you can call at any time. I don't want to discourage people from calling. We'll recap all those details here and have a lot of fun. We've dubbed this the fun zone over here. You'll understand why. Not that or the other area isn't fun, but this is the fun zone.
Yeah.
You'll understand shortly.
Not really fair, but okay.
I think
We're having fun here.
We'll do the heavy lifting.
we've been
over here.
dissed here. I
We've been
think.
dissed here. Yeah. Unfun zone.
We're about the critical, care, the critical stuff, and CHEO, of course, playing such a critical role during the pandemic, caring for our children.
But also through research, CHEO researchers led the way in COVID-19 detection with its award-winning wastewater monitoring project. Joining us now to talk more about that is Dr. Tyson Graber, Associate Research Scientist at the CHEO Research Institute, co-lead investigator on wastewater. Tyson, thanks for being here. I must say, this became leading-edge, critical information early in the pandemic. Tell us about how it started, I guess, pre-pandemic. Were you getting ready for this before the pandemic hit?
I would like to say we were ready for this, but in fact, this came out of left field. We had really no expertise in this field whatsoever, and so that just again highlights the fact that this is really about a basic science approach, and that existing capacity that was at the University of Ottawa and at CHEO Research Institute was leveraged to be able to get to this point now where we are today, where this is actually being used, this measurement is being used on a daily basis to essentially act as a forecast of infectious disease in the community.
And I remember distinctly being reporting it locally and then literally seeing other cities develop it in real time. What do you think it's meant for pandemic defense?
It's really amazing how quickly this was applied. And so at the beginning, we really didn't know whether we could even detect this. And not just Ottawa, but around the world, researchers have worked extremely hard over a very short period of time to get to a point to allow this technology to be able to inform decision makers. And those decision makers are now using this essentially as a primary indicator, which as researchers we never thought would take place, quite frankly, within this time period, within such a short time period. So it's really amazing how this is being used, not just in Ottawa, but across Ontario. And people are still really, I hope, using it to inform their decisions on a daily basis in the community.
You went prime time very quickly, and for those who don't know, we should say, you're trying to detect, or this allows you to detect the amount of COVID in the city's wastewater in the sewage. Why is it such a good sample? Why is it so effective in telling the community where things are?
That's a great question. There's really a lot of health information in wastewater, surprisingly. So what we get rid of on a daily basis is chock full of information, and that's really information that is just sitting there waiting to be extracted. It's literally flowing beneath our feet on a daily basis. That health information can be extracted, and it can be used to indicate or to inform public health, exactly what's happening in communities. And so it's not just about SARS-CoV-2, it's not just about infectious disease. There are other applications for this, and I think we're really just beginning to scrape at the surface of what the potential is for this in really bringing public health into the 21st century.
And I'm guessing your team does not mind the poop jokes.
I think we've covered every single poop pun that is possible. I'm sure there's more, but yes, we routinely get many puns thrown at us.
Congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us. It's an extraordinary story. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Tyson Graber.
See, Matt, Scooby thinks they're the fun zone. We've got the poop jokes happening over here. We got the good stuff.
You know, it was and is leading edge. It's a very good example. We've for years here talked about how donor dollars go to what could be obscure research. This was on the Premier's mind every single day as he's trying to figure out what to do about COVID.
Well, and most research needs government funding to be able to proceed. Without donor dollars, we wouldn't be able to build the infrastructure to respond immediately and take the initiative. And so there was no government funding for this at the outset. This really was the researchers at CHEO and the University of Ottawa seeing a problem, seeing an opportunity to make a difference. And thanks to donor dollars, thanks to contributions from CHEO Foundation and the research infrastructure being there to respond, we're able to respond. And really up within months, you know, these were daily reports in the third or fourth month of the pandemic. And as you say, have now been scaled up and spread across the entire province. But we were first here in Ottawa, first at CHEO, and again, thanks very much to the donors that made it possible.
And that was really incredible. We're going to talk more about different research projects as we go through the show, but watching those researchers in many cases turn on a dime to channel the resources to where they were needed most, and amazing they were able to do that. Talking about donations and that money coming in, we are going to go over to Leanne Cusack now. Leanne.
Thank you. In the last 6 years, our next presenters, Wireless Wave and T-Booth, have raised $300,000 for CHEO. Wow, wow, wow. Ryan Cook and Robert El-Khoury join us now. Gentlemen, that is something to follow. Thank you so much on behalf of the children at the hospital. Tell us what you've done.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. You know, for over 20 years, Wireless Wave and T-Booth have been helping our communities find the best phones, the best plans, and get the best service. And our partnership with CHEO is just another way that we enjoy helping out the community. And for a personal connection, my first daughter's coming in 10 weeks, so it couldn't be more happy than to be working with CHEO right now.
Congratulations to you, Ryan. That is very exciting news. And Robert, I understand you have an exciting amount to present.
Absolutely. Like you said, since 2016, we've raised $300,000. Today's check is for $45,454.
Wow, that is incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of the children at CHEO. And we'll look forward to a baby picture next year, Ryan.
100%.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, families of children with rare diseases often spend years seeking a diagnosis for many reasons, including delays in testing and result interpretation, going from specialist to specialist.
A pilot project at CHEO has helped one family find answers to their daughter's rare condition after 12 years. Here's Stefan once again.
Thanks, guys. Patient stories are so important to tell as they let us know why it's so important to give to CHEO. And joining us right now is Mallory and Anna Boileau. Anna's 12 years old. And you guys were able to take advantage of some genetic sequencing. Mallory, maybe start off by telling us a little bit about Anna's rare condition.
Difficult pregnancy. When Anna was born, she was rushed up to CHEO the day she was born because of her oxygen dropping. And from there, they couldn't kind of figure out why the levels kept coming up and down. So we got sent home. And within her first year of life, we spent about 6 months in total in and out of CHEO, trying to figure out what was going on. She wasn't growing, she wasn't thriving, she wasn't meeting her milestones. So they eventually did some biopsies and realized there was something wrong with her muscles in her body. So that we kind of got stuck with that up until there was some genetic testing that became available recently and actually gave us the results of what Anna's actual diagnosis is. So we didn't really know what we were dealing with till she turned 12.
Wow. You know, it's so important for people to know about genome-wide sequencing and things that can be genetic in nature. Anna, you're looking so well. How are you feeling today?
Pretty good.
You're feeling good. And Mallory, tell us a little bit more about the relationship with CHEO and what it's been like for you as a family and how they've supported you.
So obviously when you're in hospital, it's kind of a scary time. So it's nice to have CHEO's wonderful to their families. They provide game rooms for the kids. There's activities. I know Anna's first Halloween was in CHEO, and it was probably one of her most memorable ones. You know, there's always stuff going on. They always put the kids first. Every detail down to scanners looking like giraffes and elevators looking like superheroes. Like they really try to make it as welcoming as possible. They always include the families in all of the rounds. So I remember Anna, even as a baby in an exerciser, kind of sitting out there while they were doing rounds, and they would check on her and they would talk to her and stuff like that. So you didn't really feel like you were just a number. They really go above and beyond. This genetics testing was not the first that Anna did. It was just the first to give us any results. So we've been big supporters of CHEO throughout the years, and we've always kind of approved these different tests that could potentially give us results. And even when it didn't yield anything, the team was good to kind of let us know what they checked up on, and that there was no results this time, but would we be interested in continuing to do the research moving forward. They were really good too in helping equip us as a family when going home with a sick kid. You know, there was periods in her life where she was tube fed, so just learning how to put a nasogastric tube in your child, how to use a Joey pump, how to use breathing equipment at night. Scary stuff. And you know, you did, especially if you didn't go into a line of nursing, like you really need that coaching to go home and feel confident. And then the follow-ups afterwards too, they have this great program where the patient is in a room and all the professionals come to you rather than you running around the hospital, which is a lifesaver when you're dealing with a kid with a muscle disorder, because, you know, traveling from one end of the hospital to the other could be a challenge.
Yeah.
So they really go above and beyond in every aspect. We've been really lucky.
And of course, getting those results means that you can come up with a plan and lead a healthy, active life like you are today. And I hear that you're quite active. Tell us a little bit about the things that you like to do with your free time.
In my free time, I like to swim in my pool. My dad actually just opened it this weekend, so I've been swimming in that a lot. And I like to go biking.
Nice, nice. Well, we love to hear that you're doing that, and thank you for being such strong supporters of CHEO and sharing your story with us today. All the best to you both.
Perfect. Thanks for having us.
Take care.
Great stories to see there. We're going to be seeing them all day.
Love that when people take a few minutes to share what
Yeah.
they've been going through.
And you wanted to talk about one call, one click.
One call, one click. Well, just because it's a great example of the difference that donor dollars make. And this is stood up a year ago next week. And as you know, we've seen a big increase in anxiety, depression, eating disorders over the last couple of years. And One Call, One Click is one way in, not just to CHEO, but to all the mental health and addictions agencies that are part of the Kids Come First health team. And so what that, in English and French, addiction, mental health, all ages, and what that means is that families, family physicians, pediatricians trying to find the right service only have to go to one place. And then it's a clinical service to really try to ensure that the dots are connected between the hospital services, the community services, and thousands of kids and families being supported over the past year. So thank you to RBC, thank you to all the donors that have contributed to that. And you know, it's just one example. We can go through, well, we've got 6 hours of talking about all the examples, but it's a great example of how again, without donor support, we wouldn't have been able to launch it. We need government help for sure, but we saw that, you know, there was a crisis. There was increased demand. We needed to respond. And because of donor support, we were able to.
I absolutely love that. And as a parent who's gone through some of those issues, you're overwhelmed and you have no idea where to start. And that gives you a nice, easy jumping off spot. And again, it is those donor dollars that help to contribute to that. And we're going to raise a few of those now with a miracle match.
This miracle match is sponsored by IFC Seafood.
All right, this is our first one. Let's head over to Stefan with our first miracle match. Steph?
Thanks so much, guys. Our first miracle match is courtesy of IFC Seafood. IFC Seafood is a Canadian-based supplier and proud to be among one of Costco's trusted seafood vendors, bringing high-quality seafood products to Ottawa families. Thanks to IFC Seafood once again for supporting CHEO. Matt, you know what time it is.
It's time. Let's do it.
Miracle
Start the
match.
clock on this 3-minute miracle match. This is a $5,000 miracle match courtesy of IFC Seafood. It's our first one. Alex just mentioned it. Got to pace ourselves.
6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't pick up the phone and call right now. 613-730-CHEO. 613-730-2436. Call us because you know what? Everyone in our virtual phone bank, they're waiting for your call. Some of them are busy right now, but we know that some of them can also get on the phone here shortly. We talked about one call, one click and mentioned it earlier to RBC Royal Bank sponsoring our virtual phone bank. Let's talk about, it's our first one, Steph, so let's talk about, come to the board over here. So if you give $10, it's going to disappear on me, but it's going to come back. If you give $10 in the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds, it's going to turn into $20. $25 donation will turn into $50. $50 will turn into $100. That's as much math as they let us do on this show. It's on the board for a reason, but that's what's going to happen here in the next 3 minutes. Your miracle matches are when you can make your donation go the furthest. How long do we have in this miracle match, Avery?
2 minutes. Call now.
Call us. All it takes is just a few seconds to pick up the phone, give us a shout. And you know what? We understand things have been hard. We know life is really, really expensive right now. We can go through the list, but you know what? Every little donation counts. $5 turns into $10 right now. That's okay. If you can't give, we completely understand. Call someone. Maybe you know someone who can right now, who can pick up that phone and donate $20. It's as simple as that. Pick up the phone and call us because we're going to double those donations.
That's right.
Up to $5,000 here in the next couple minutes.
613-730-CHEO. That is the number to call. We want to hear from you. We want our volunteers to be busy. We can see that you're already phoning in. Some of them are on the line talking, but
some of them are
not.
not.
To hear from you.
We need to hear from you. That's how this works, right? We're going to come here from the fun zone, which you're going to hear a lot more about. We're going to have lots of entertaining things over here for you. Stefan doesn't know it yet, but that's okay. But we're going to have a ton here. Pick up the phone. Alfie and Joy, how much time left?
Wow, the dinosaurs want you to donate now. Only 1 minute left in this miracle match. Call now.
If you don't listen to the dinosaurs,
don't mess with the dino.
Who are you going to listen to, right? Thank you, Alfie and Joy, for that. We appreciate it. But if the dinos are saying to call and donate, even a dino could pick up the phone right now and call.
And your donor dollars will make dino steps towards helping out CHEO. Research, equipment, everything that the hospital needs to help support families in our region.
How about 65,000 emergency room visits?
That's right.
The past year. That's how many visits and children in Eastern Ontario and other parts of the country are making to CHEO. We need your help. Again, we understand those names on the bottom of your screen. Those people have already donated to help the kids, the staff, everyone at CHEO. Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
We understand. You can wait for some more miracle matches later in the show. We can wait for something.
We're here till the end.
Yeah, we are here, but don't wait. Do it now and then call your friends. Get on social media. Well, maybe have a little social media challenge here. Thanks to IFC Seafood for sponsoring this very first miracle match. We got lots more to come. Graham and Patricia.
Great job, guys. They're going to be doing a lot of talking.
Not bad. They're warming up.
They're warming up in the fun corner over there.
Yes, the fun zone. And yeah.
Oh, fun zone.
Love the energy that these guys bring, and hopefully everyone is responding on the phones. Wonderful to see.
We are looking forward to this telethon, the 39th. Incredible run. Really important. And we're going to check in with Leanne Cusack, who is out and speaking with various people about the impact of CHEO and what this telethon means to them.
Thank you. Each and every year, I cannot wait to reconnect with Logan Hussein and his heroes, Logan's heroes. Logan is joined by Peter Nicholson, the founder and president of the WCPD Foundation. Really great to see you guys.
Amazing to see you too.
Let's get started with your background. Logan, why is CHEO so important to you?
So when I was born, I had a pneumothorax, or a collapsed lung, and I spent my first 9 days at the CHEO NICU unit. And without the amazing staff at CHEO, I would not be here today.
And you, from the time you were very young, did what for CHEO?
So in lieu of gifts at my birthday party, I asked for donations towards CHEO and specifically the NICU unit.
Peter, philanthropy is very important to you, and you were pretty touched by Logan's work.
Yeah, I met Logan. He was the recipient of the 2019 Philanthropy Youth Award for all of Ottawa. And what made him special is those awards usually are for 20-year-olds, and he was only 11 at the time. So I was completely touched. So I decided to join him and introduce some of my larger donors to the cause and to help him raise up to $200,000 for the NICU.
That is incredible, and I have to say that goal is in sight for you because you have brought along a check for how much?
We have brought along a check for over $52,000 this year.
That is incredible. You are a great team, and we thank you so much for this incredible amount and for being with us.
No problem, anytime.
Another amazing number.
Yes, great to see. Well, it's been a couple of years now. Since March 2020, we've been living with unpredictability, waves of lockdowns and restrictions. Finally, all of that lifting now.
And certainly hospitals feeling the brunt of that unpredictability, especially frontline staff.
Here's Steph-Ann once more with what the impact has been like. Steph.
Thanks, guys. We're so lucky to have in our midst Tammy DeGiovanni. She is Senior VP of Clinical Services and the Chief Nurse Executive. Thank you so much for being with us, Tammy.
Hello, Steph-Ann.
So nice to talk to you again. We spoke with you last year. What has changed in the last year for you as the pandemic lingered and we're now kind of at the tail end of things?
Oh my gosh, we have said that we would never predict, and so it has been another year of a roller coaster. The sixth wave was very different. So fortunately, we didn't see the surge in ICU admissions like we had in previous waves. But the prevalence of COVID in the community impacted our staff as well. So we were now in a spot where we had to cancel procedures, surgeries, outpatient appointments in areas where we just didn't have safe staffing. So that was a real change from other ways, but the impact on patients and families was the same, as we were again finding ourselves needing to cancel, and that just prolongs delay of care for patients and families, and it's been a heartbreaking year to that regard.
Most definitely, but I do have to let you know, having spoken with several CHEO families, they are so grateful for the dedication and the energy and the compassion of the nursing staff in particular, because they've realized that they're kind of suffering from staffing shortages themselves and having to deal with their own families and fighting COVID. So that's definitely a huge credit to everyone at CHEO.
I can't tell you how proud I am of the whole team, but nurses in particular. I certainly have the utmost respect for our team at CHEO. They are the ones on the front line that are picking up additional shifts at overtime, that are trying to support their colleagues inside and outside of work and be there for the patients and families. And so every time they just rise to the occasion and deliver expert care no matter what the circumstances, and I just can't be more proud of them.
I noticed that we're seeing, high volumes of wait times. Is there anything in particular, particular time of the season as to why that's taking place?
Well, this is what's really unusual. So the volumes that we're seeing in the emergency department right now would be what we would typically see in what we call our viral season. So, through January and February, but we're seeing that well into the spring where we have these peak season type volumes. And so that's been really challenging. And I can't tell you enough how much we rely on the foundation and donors to help us with that care. So they've helped us with additional equipment so we can, outfit different parts of the hospital to see more patients, like different clinics and where we're seeing patients after hours. And they've been helping us to invest in nurse practitioners in the emergency department as well, so that while the waits are long and the volumes are high, we are seeing the sickest patients first, and that's directly supported through donor dollars at the foundation. It's fantastic support.
Amazing. And on that note, Tammy, I'm going to let you go and say thank you, and that's certainly a reason to keep giving. So thank you to all our donors who continue to do that every day.
Thanks, Steph-Ann.
And Tammy spoke there about the heartbreak of sometimes having to postpone treatments, how tough that was on staff. And then there's kind of the other side of it where at points during COVID and during the pandemic, parents were just nervous, maybe didn't come in right away when they needed to come in on certain things. How much are we going to see the impact of that sort of delay of treatment for a number of reasons with children going forward?
Yeah, it's kind of a perfect storm, or families not being able to get in to see a family physician to refer them if there's something that doesn't seem quite right. So we are dealing with building wait times, and where we're at now in this region and in Ontario is kids are waiting longer than adults for care, for surgery, for diagnostic procedures, for medical rehabilitation appointments, mental health care, and so that's the problem we're working to fix. As you know, as Tammy just said, donor dollars are key to that. Donor dollars allow us to hire more staff to respond to demand, more equipment to outfit those staff, renovations within the hospital, all those kinds of things that we're doing to try to respond. But you know what we're worried about is, of course, the impact on development, right? You know, every day does matter in the life of a child, and the delays have longer term impacts if a child can't go to school or is struggling with an illness or isn't getting the therapy they need to be able to be successful. So we feel a real sense of urgency about this. Our clinicians do, and it is really our focal point. And in some ways, this is the hardest part of the pandemic, right? Because you know, at the beginning it was all hands on deck, let's respond, and now, you know, a lot of people are moving on, but COVID is still here, and the impacts of COVID will linger, especially with kids, for a long time. And so for us, in some ways, we're really at the beginning of this journey, which is a discouraging thing I know for people to hear, right?
Well, and more about those donor dollars, Leanne Cusack is standing by with more of them and another check. Leanne.
We've received many personal gifts for CHEO today and many beautiful corporate donations. Our next is from Cobb's Bread in Orleans and Barrhaven. It isn't a donation, but a donation. Those are their words. Joining us from Cobb's Bread, Michelle Chartrand, along with Julie Bourdon from Cobb's Bread in Orleans, and Emily Mursky and Craig Cochran from Cobb's Bread in Barrhaven. So great to see all of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
And Emily, there are personal reasons for this donation.
Yes, our nephew, Matthew the Brave, has been a recipient of the Roger Nielsen House Care for many years now. So we've been able to see firsthand what an amazing job that organization does for the people, the parents, the children that they support.
When you say Matthew the Brave, my heart melts. What a spectacular young man who steals everyone's heart. So what have you done at the bakery?
Every year we have our donation campaign, as you were talking about, and we spend the month of April and part of March raising money for our various charities across Canada. $2 from every hot cross bun that we sell also goes to whatever charity we've chosen, which in our case is CHEO and Roger Nielsen House, on our donation day.
You have brought along, or you are about to present, a good old-fashioned check for us to the tune of
$12,568.
Yay! That's a lot of dough. That's a lot of dough. Thank you so much from the beautiful teams at Cobb's.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is a lot of dough, like that. Well, as promised, we are showcasing many parts that make up CHEO. We've recruited some aspiring reporters to help us do that.
For some children, going to the dentist can be scary.
Some adults, too. Here's kid reporter Henry to find out what the dental clinic does to make those visits more enjoyable.
Hi, I'm Henry McIntyre, CHEO Kid Reporter, and today we'll be learning about teeth. Today we're talking with Dr. Stephanie and Sylvie about why you come to the dental office. So, Dr. Stephanie, why would kids come to CHEO to get their teeth looked at?
Because kids need their teeth looked after, even if they have other medical problems. They need the special care that we can provide and the special equipment that we have. fun, eh? We could do that all day.
Yep.
Yeah. We see a lot of different kids, people with problem with their hearts, sometimes oncology people. Sometimes we see little newborns. There are some babies that are born with teeth. And we see the very little one that are not able to cope in a regular dental office. We see kids born with cleft lip and palate, so we see them from babies until they're much older. And then we see children with special needs.
So what is it about the CHEO Dental Clinic that is so special to kids?
Well, sometimes we work with Child Life. They will bring them into the dental office and get them used to the room and the environment so that they feel a little bit more comfortable.
So when kids come to the CHEO Dental Clinic, what can they expect? And can you show us some of the tools they use?
Of course. They can expect to get a great checkup.
This here is our Mr. Thirsty.
A little mirror, very small.
Chair that can hover and move all around the room. So we have air.
Watch this.
It's magic. Or a little spritz with some water.
And that's all for today, folks. I'm Henry McIntyre, CHEO Kid Reporter. Bye.
We love the kid reporter.
Love Henry. The only thing that makes me brave enough to go to the dentist is seeing how brave my kids are at the
Yes.
dentist, right?
Yeah.
Trying to emulate.
Yeah. We're going to check back with Leanne Cusack again. She has another major donation to talk about.
Thank you. Joining us now with a moving story of a student-run charity, Casco, is Mathieu Rucaz, who's the president of Casco. Mathieu, Casco has a long history with CHEO. Please tell us about it.
Yeah, so essentially Casco started back in 1998. It was an initiative that was brought to life by two friends back here in university, Alexandre Saint-Jean and Tuan Nguyen. They both wanted to show support and raise money in honor of their dearly departed friend, Eric Dany, who had sadly passed away from leukemia. So Casco's just been around since then, and we've raised over $800,000 for CHEO.
That is incredible. And what a nod to your founders, and what a nod to the legacy of that friend. And this year, you have brought along a check for how much, Matt?
Yes, so in 2021, we raised $43,454.
That is a lot of student work. Thank you very, very much on behalf of the kids at CHEO.
Thank you.
We got to do those poop jokes
Yes.
earlier. Matt's over there at the phone bank wondering how he can be as much fun as the three of us,
As the
right,
fun
Matt?
zone here.
Yeah.
Fun zone 2.
I didn't hear a poop joke from you, though.
No?
You just
You
talked
weren't
about
watching.
it. So
I was on break.
I was watching. I was listening. I've been watching. In fact, I've been watching the virtual phone bank, too, because they are very busy to start off the telethon, which is always the good news. Now it's about keeping the momentum going. Keeping, again, if you've already donated, thank you so much. But give one friend, two friends a call, even from your couch if you're watching us right now. 613-730-CHEO, 613-730-2436 is the number to call. We have lots more to come here from the Fun Zone. Grandma Patricia?
All right, thanks, Matt. Part of the joy of today is it's June, right? But there's events throughout the year that we get to hear about today.
As we continue to try to make Matt jealous, yes, we get to talk a little bit about Christmas, Leanne.
Yes.
This telethon is about the magic of this community's relationship with CHEO, the gratitude felt. Our next guests create magic in December, the magic of lights. Joining us to talk about this stunningly dazzling give, Grant Reeves, owner of Fun Guys Events, and Karen Sparks, executive director of Wesley Clover Parks. Really great to see you guys.
Thanks, Leanne. Love to be here.
And Karen,
looking forward to talking. Thank you.
Congratulations are in order. I understand you have a new addition to your family since your last telethon presentation.
That's right. We welcomed a new little baby boy to the family, 4 now.
Oh, wonderful. And that's just one of the reasons you're so grateful to having CHEO in the community, I guess. And the Magic of Lights is a huge, huge donor to the hospital. Tell us about that.
Well, we're so pleased to have CHEO as our partner. This is our 6th year of Magic of Lights, and it's our 3rd year giving to CHEO. And we're so pleased that our original plan was to give $100,000 over 4 years. This year, thanks to the tremendous response from the community and the support of our partners and our sponsors, we doubled our donation to $50,000. So that takes us to 125 over 3 years instead of 4 years. So we're so pleased, and we couldn't be happier to be giving it to CHEO.
Well, we couldn't be happier to hear that news. Thank you so much. So you presented the numbers, and Grant, you know all about the lights. How many lights?
We're over 1 million lights now, and we're adding something really unique. The little girls of the city this year are going to be very excited for what's coming in 2022.
Oh, maybe my spidey senses think princess. I'm not sure, and I know you won't give it away. We want to thank you both so very much, though, for waving your magic of lights wand with this total.
Thanks so much, Leanne. Happy to be here, and we'll be here for many years to come.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Looking forward to the future.
Great to see that.
Love the magic of lights.
Just in
Every
case
year,
anyone
so
was
much
wondering, 203 sleeps until Christmas.
Wait.
203, we're almost halfway there.
Stay close, Matt. I have a poop joke for you.
Okay, ready.
Why did the toilet paper roll downhill?
I don't know why.
To get to the bottom. There you go.
But thank you, that's one. That's one.
It's like a
Come
dad joke.
come for the
It's all on
kids,
you guys
stay
now.
for the poop jokes. Yeah.
Poor Leanne. We're going to have to make her continue to work as we just have fun up here.
Yeah, she's one of the busiest of this show, and she's here with another really important guest and another presentation for CHEO.
Thanks. This is a celebration of relationships, those corporate donors and community members making such a difference for CHEO. When we think Walmart, the Walmart happy face comes to mind, and today all of our faces will be overjoyed with the news. Kevin Smythe, the store manager from Walmart Billingsbridge, has to share. Hello, Kevin. Nice to have you here.
Hello, Leanne. Thanks for having me today. Very excited to be here. You know, Walmart Canada is one of the top corporate supporters for the Children's Miracle Network, and we've been partnering with them for over 27 years. During that time, we've raised $185 million, and last year alone, $16.8 million for the Children's Miracle Network. All of this could only be accomplished through the dedication of our associates and their engagement, through raising money at our registers, and promoting the branded CHEO pens that we were selling to our customers.
There is a lot of dedication to the tune of how much, Kevin?
$934,365.
That's really close to $1 million in my estimation. Add that to the total, and please accept tons of gratitude on behalf of CHEO. Thank you, Kevin Smythe of Walmart Billingsbridge.
Thank you, Leanne.
Massive amount of money.
That's awesome.
Amazing
They sell
stuff.
a lot of toilet paper at Walmart.
Yes, they do.
How
They
that all
do.
happens. Yeah, great
Yeah.
sponsor every year.
Yeah,
Wonderful contributor.
and like the other larger sponsors, corporate sponsors, the individual cashiers and people in the stores really have ownership. It's wonderful to see.
Yeah, and we're so grateful because they ask every customer and over again, and that's not necessarily always easy. And just the spirit that they bring to supporting kids in our community is really something.
It is amazing how it's easier to say yes to CHEO, though, sometimes than one might think. And Matt, you have some people who are saying yes to CHEO, giving us a call right now.
They certainly are. Shut the front door. Over $930,000. Thank you to Walmart. What a fantastic donation. The people are, hey, look at, they've got their bears. Virtual phone bank. Hold up your CHEO bears. Love to see this because they are staying busy over here. Give them a call, 613-730-CHEO, 613-730-2436. We've got another miracle match coming up. Stay tuned. Graham and Patricia.
All right.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, for much of her childhood, Fatoumata Diallo has lived her life in constant pain.
But doctors at CHEO have helped ease her suffering, giving Fatima a future she never dreamed possible. Here's Joel Haslam.
People are often more than we see. Though they work and move and laugh, their struggles aren't always visible.
Before, I used to be sick every single week.
After living with chronic pain for her lifetime, 15-year-old Fatoumata Diallo is still learning what it means to feel well.
It's so unfamiliar, and sometimes kind of just like happens these moments where I'm like, wow, I haven't been sick. Like, wow, I can't believe it.
She was just an infant when the pain began, a baby born in the West African coastal country of Guinea. to a mother desperate to comfort her constantly crying child.
Because I couldn't sleep, I couldn't really eat because it was just always painful.
Fatoumata was diagnosed with sickle cell disease. Her own red blood cells not healthy and round, but flat and sickle-shaped, getting stuck in her vessels, making her ill.
Those blockages can lead to pain because basically the organs that are beyond those blockages don't get oxygen as they would need.
5,000 to 6,000 people in Canada have this painful and debilitating inherited blood condition.
And in fact, sickle cell disease is the most common cause of stroke in childhood.
I can mostly tell whenever I'm in a pain crisis, days before it happens.
Helping to ease Fatoumata's pain, CHEO.
I'm not used to hospitals being that understanding, and I felt taken care of.
Glad to hear that.
Her caring caretaker, CHEO's pediatric hematologist-oncologist, Dr. Arabina Simpson.
And she had multiple complications related to pain and had been hospitalized quite a bit.
Initially, Fatoumata responded well to medication.
You're doing great, sweetie.
But when her pain intensified, Fatoumata began chronic exchange transfusions at CHEO, her sickled blood removed, replaced with healthy blood every 5 weeks.
And last time I've had a pain crisis was in May 2021. I've never been like that long without being sick in my life. So that's a big thing. Now I'm reading chapter 3.
A big thing for those who love her, too.
Going to bed, knowing that I don't have to wake up and rush her to the emergency, that there is no price for that.
There have been complications. Just months ago, open heart surgery at CHEO to remove a blood clot.
That was very scary.
She is the strongest person I know.
The surgery a success. Fatoumata now prepares for a life-changing bone marrow transplant.
I'll be happy.
Her sister a perfect match and donor.
I hope that this works out well so she gets a normal life and she's able to go to university, pursue her dreams and be successful in life and be happy.
After that, I won't have to worry about sickle cell, if it's successful, ever again.
And while her dreams include medicine, law, or acting, Fatoumata's greatest wish never changes.
Really want to be healthy.
And to CHEO and its supporters, those who give that precious gift, heartfelt thanks from a young girl who treasures its value.
No words can ever describe how grateful I am. They saved my life.
And we are very happy to have Fatoumata Diallo join us now. Thank you for being here. Love to hear that your last really intense pain episode was May 2021, because I've talked to a number of kids at CHEO who have sickle cell anemia. I know that pain can be so awful and really hard to endure. Do people even really understand what you're going through when you are going through that?
Yeah, like I said, my family's always very supportive about it, but sometimes it's just hard to know what the pain feels like. Like, I've had a mentorship program at CHEO where I talked to other kids who had sickle cell, and it was very, like, interesting to just talk with other people that just have the same hardship as you.
Mm. And your mom says you're the strongest person she knows, and your dad, I know, sometimes would drop you off at appointments and you'd go in there all on your own. Do you think, obviously you are very strong, very resilient, do you think what you have had to go through has kind of helped you develop into the person that you are today?
Yes, because being like in the hospital a lot makes you kind of just have to grow up faster than most kids my age, and makes me a little bit more good at communicating what my feelings and all that better, I think.
And that family at CHEO has helped you to get through all of that and to do what you've had to do?
Yes, exactly.
What do you feel about the staff that you have interacted with so many times at CHEO? What kind of gratitude do you have in your heart for them?
I'm very grateful. I would say they saved my life overall, and a lot of things helped me have a more normal childhood and just be able to have be like more like a kid, like hang out with my friends without being sick, eating sometimes like ice cream because that's something when I used to be sick I couldn't eat. but now I can just eat it without having to worry about being sick.
Those simple things, right? And that's your family at CHEO, and you obviously have a wonderful family at home too. Your sister, a bone marrow match. What is your hope for after, and what might be possible for your future?
I really want to finish it really successful because I want to do law after high school. And sometimes all the appointments make me miss like a lot of school and I have like a lot of homework too, so I can't finish my classes, all that. But if the bone marrow transplant is successful, I'll be able to attend school more and just overall do my dream of being a lawyer or a doctor.
And lots of people watching. Just before we go, would you like to say anything special to your sister?
Yes, I love you and thank you very much.
Love
for
that.
just always being there for me.
Thank you so much for being here with us today, and best of luck to you going forward.
Thank you.
Arumata, just very brave, like so many other children at the hospital.
And I hope she goes to medical school, not law school, because
we need those good people.
We need those good people. And you know, I was just the other day talking to a social worker who, at 5 years old, was a patient at CHEO. She went to school, became a social worker, has now joined Team CHEO. One of the first things she did was track down the child life specialist who really helped her feel like a normal kid.
Right.
Wow. And that experience of having been a scared little child, sick at CHEO, being supported by the staff, she wants to pay that forward. And that's her guiding light as a member of Team CHEO. It was inspiring. It was inspiring to see, and so I think here's somebody else who would be a great fit for Team CHEO.
Love that. Another challenge from Alex today.
We've got more challenges coming, and another time for Miracle Match.
This Miracle Match is sponsored by CHEO Staff Forum and CHEO Bear Fitness.
Let's go over to Stefan Keys now. Steph.
Thanks so much, guys. The team at CHEO understands very well the importance of teamwork, creating a fun, social, healthy, and engaged workplace. Joining us now is Nick and Clark from CHEO Staff Forum and CHEO Bear Fitness, our next Miracle Match sponsors. Welcome, Nick and Clark. Tell us about CHEO Staff Forum and Bear Fitness and why it's so important for you to support the telethon.
Thank you, Stefan. Staff Forum is CHEO's social committee. We're made up of dedicated CHEO employee volunteers from various departments. We meet monthly to plan and organize fun activities to help boost employee morale. Activities such as CHEO Ski and Snowboard Fridays, our annual golf tournament, CHEO Senators Bus Nights, Halloween, and last but certainly not least, so many other fun and magical themed and holiday spirit activities.
My goodness. Go ahead, Clark.
Under the umbrella Staff Forum, CHEO employees are fortunate to have the CHEO Bear Fitness Center. It's a fully equipped gym where staff can come and exercise 24/7.
So funds generated through our staff lottery and through the Bear Fitness membership help us with our yearly donation to the CHEO Telethon for this Miracle Match.
Most definitely, we want to thank you for your donation and for sponsoring the next Miracle Match. We're going to let you go. Head over to the Fun Zone with my friend Matt Scooby.
Well, hey, that's a fun zone. Let's start the clock. 3 minutes now for this next Miracle Match. It is our first $10,000 Miracle Match. Thank you again to the CHEO Staff Forum for sponsoring this one. Call the number on your screen right now, 613-730-CHEO. 613-730-2436 is the number to call. Your donations are going to be doubled thanks to, yes, the CHEO Staff Forum.
That's right.
Who we should mention. We need to get some people to work back here. They're waving at us on the screen.
Doesn't look busy enough. Doesn't look busy enough. Come on, guys. Help us put them to work.
Let's go. Call the number on your screen, and you can do it right now. We don't want to talk about CHEO staff. Yeah. So doctors, nurses, staff at CHEO, they touch the lives of over 500,000 kids.
That's right.
Every single year. Now is your chance to support them. They are donating and giving back to the telethon right now. It's your opportunity to pick up your phone and give us a call right now in order to have your donation doubled. Double your donation. This is the time to do this. Eli, how much time do they have left to call?
2 minutes left in this Miracle Match. Giving is not just about donating, it's about making a difference. Give now.
Come on, right, Eli?
Eli, Said it best. Less than 2 minutes left. We're doubling your donations. 10 is 20, 20 is 40, 40 is 80. We're going to stop there. Math's not our forte.
They don't let us do math. We're not allowed to do math on the show. They put it up on the board for that reason. And like we've said before, you cannot, no amount is too small. It's $5 or $10. It's going to be doubled right now. And I think we have some activity. Look at this. People are now on the phone.
There we go.
That's the best thing to see. Again, people are smiling, taking your phone calls right now here in our virtual phone bank. It's not, don't worry. We don't just have this many people taking calls. We have lots more. We have lots more that are behind the scenes that are taking your phone calls right now. Call the number on your screen, 613-730-2436, the number to call. How about toll free? If you're not watching from Audible, 1-833-744-2436. Nick, we're wondering, and the people at home, in case you can't see, how much time do we have left?
1 minute is left.
1 minute. And
1 minute.
Did you see the butterflies on her dress?
Too cute.
Love that stuff. Nick, thank you so much. We have all the kids helping us out here today, and there are so many others who are making today possible. Yeah. Now it's your turn. There are all those names on the bottom of your screen have called in, or they've gone online. They've donated already. They're doubling their donation. Now is your opportunity to do that. Give us a call. You can't talk to us personally. Not that we know of yet.
Not
maybe.
yet. But you can tweet at us.
But yeah, you know what? That's a good idea.
Right.
You know what?
Social media challenge.
If you're donating for someone, or you have a specific person or something, tweet at us at MattScoobyCTV.
At Stefan_Keys.
_Keys. Tweet at us. Let us know who you're donating for, and you know what? We'll read some of those out on the air here over the next few hours.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because what time is it? It's 5 to 2 right now. We only have just over 5 hours left. But don't wait. Don't wait for that. Later down the road. It's a beautiful day. You want to spend some time outside. Call us now. Now is the time to call us.
730 CHEO.
We have to thank the CHEO Staff Forum for sponsoring our very first $10,000 miracle match. We have lots more of that to come. Graham and Patricia.
Fantastic. Number 2.
Gonna check this. Was that a poop joke?
No!
Oh.
It's a second miracle match.
Unintentional.
At MattScoobyCTV, Stefan_Keys. Can we
Yes.
check those tweets, see what's out there?
And before we head to the top of the hour, I just thought it'd be a good idea to mention that government is there for hospitals, for CHEO, but a lot of this comes from private donors.
Yeah, and people ask, why do you need to do a telethon? Don't you get government funding? And we do. And in fact, during the pandemic, the government of Ontario has increased investment in CHEO and pediatric healthcare. But there's a lot of things the government doesn't fund. Clinical equipment, research labs. And government funding, you need to go through a process to receive it. So when we want to respond quickly, for example, adding additional nurse practitioners in the emergency department because the volumes are so high, those are things that, thanks to donors, we're able to do. And really, I could take you through CHEO, any corner of CHEO, and I could point to staff who are paid for by the foundation. Kind of rude, but I could do that. I could point to clinical equipment that families benefit from. I can point to research breakthroughs that have really been funded by this weekend, by the telethon here on CTV Ottawa, the work of the CHEO Foundation, and the support of all of our donors.
Mm-hmm. And I have had that experience walking through the hospital and doing various stories, and the people you're talking with will say, by the way, this is foundation dollars right here. It's concrete equipment in the hospital, and it's lovely to see those dollars at work.
And speaking of dollars...
all of these dollars.
Yes, we're heading to the top of the hour. This is our first check on donations so far. That's a really good number. Look at that, Patricia.
1 hour in, closing in on the $2 million mark. Excellent. I guess some people are listening to Matt and the staff over there. That's
That's a fantastic start.
Yes, excellent. We are going to say thank you to you, Alex. You're going to be back with us before the end of the telethon.
I'll see you right at the end. Yes.
We always learn something every time you join us, and it's nice to have you back here in person.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you to the doctors, nurses, and staff for being a hero for CHEO. This hour of the CHEO Telethon is brought to you by Bell Media. Can someone get that?
This is Bill Carroll at 580 CFRA. I just want to say for me and all of my colleagues at Bell Media how much we appreciate the importance of CHEO to everyone in our community.
You often hear visitors say they feel they're somewhere special when they step into CHEO's buildings. We are so lucky to have one of the best pediatric care facilities in the country right here in our own city.
As parents, we know how important CHEO is to our community.
CHEO makes such a positive impact on the lives of children and youth.
In 2019 alone, over 6,000 youth and kids were admitted to CHEO.
and over 7,000 surgeries were performed, and there were over 73,000 emergency visits.
Now more than ever, CHEO needs the support of our community. To make a donation, call 730-CHEO or make a donation at CHEOTelethon.com.
Donate if you can. Visit CHEOTelethon.com. Generous corporate sponsors will match your online donation. Your gift will go twice as far for the children and youth at CHEO. Thanks to TD Bank, W.O. Stinson & Son, Vailcraft Homes, Canadian Pacific, Hydro Ottawa, and Access Storage for making a difference. It's an online miracle match that doubles your impact. This is the CHEO Telethon.